Welcome to today's Retirees with Certified Financial Planner Wayne Maslyk of Great Lakes Benefits and Wealth Management. Anchored in family values, Wayne offers practical advice to help you get the most out of your retirement years. For more information, visit today'sretirees.com. Now, here's your host.
And welcome to today's Retirees with Certified Financial Planner Wayne Maslyk of Great Lakes Benefits and Wealth Management. You know, we are in the second program of our brand new year of 2021. And 2020, most people were really glad to see that date change.
Yeah.
Because 2020 was...
It was a rough one for a lot of people.
It was very strange.
Yeah, I mean, personally and business-wise, it was great. It was one of our best years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we were considered an essential business, so we really never did shut down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some remote working from home.
Made some changes.
For the girls and us. Yeah, changes. And, you know, we used to keep the office clean, but now it's even cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
You know, travel, you know, got outside a lot, got down south a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So it was good. Still continued to grow and bring new clients on. My FedEx bill's through the roof. You know, a lot of things get done through. And if a client wants to send a signed paper back or get us something, we'll send them an overnight empty, and they'll just put their stuff in and send it. So we're still, you know, just business as usual, just with at least temporarily, you know, some less face-to-face meetings.
Right. But that's kind of what you do anyway, is work for your clients.
Yeah, we got to do what we got to do. I mean, we can't shut down. There's decisions that need to be made on people's money.
Right.
I mean, you have a CD coming due or annuities coming due, or you want to talk about your investments that are in the market, or you have a life event coming up, a retirement, an asset sale, business sale, farm sale. You got an inheritance. I mean, you got to talk about it. You know, you got to figure out. So we figure out ways to make it happen. You can't just poo-poo and put it on the back shelf.
Right.
So we make it work.
Sure. Now, as a retiree, I'm not a retiree yet. I don't know if I'll ever retire.
I doubt it.
I retire from what? You know, I enjoy what I do. And they're probably the same. Well, I don't know. You ever plan to retire?
No. I mean, I enjoy what I do, and it's not very physical, as you can see. So, you know, it's as long as my mind stays sharp, and Lord willing, I'll do it as long as I can.
Sure. Well, when we've just gone through a 2020 that was probably I'm in my 60s, and I've never seen anything like this, where people went in their house and they didn't leave for a long time. For a long time.
They thought Howard Hughes was crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, the whole country went into Howard Hughes mode.
So my question is, did we do anything other than just become couch potatoes?
Yeah, I mean, some got real good at video games. You know, and it's funny, and this is one of the things I want to talk about in this show is, you know, we all had a lot of time to contemplate and think. You know, we had a lot of time to ourselves, a lot of time to think about things maybe we want to stop doing, bad habits, whatever, things we want to start doing, eating right, exercising, visiting more people, friends, you know, going to church more, whatever. You started thinking a lot last year. Now that the year's over, it's time to start thinking about implementing those things you were thinking about.
Yeah.
People handled it differently. You know, some spent a lot more money because they were shopping online, Amazon, eBay, Craigslist, whatever, doing more of their hobbies. You know, some ate out a lot more. You know, some cooked a lot more. People were different there.
Right.
Some people spent a lot more money. Some people barely spent any money. You know, and I've been trying to be aware of this, looking at friends and family all this time. Even people that are working remotely, right, full-time job, but a lot of them really they're barely working, right? They got no boss, no one breathing over them. You know, they get online and, you know, their computer stays there. I even heard the other day you could buy a mouse on Amazon that a mouse that controls
Right.
that vibrates every 30 seconds or a minute or so.
So it looks like
your
you're
screen
online.
won't go to sleep. Yes, is that amazing or what? And I thought, this last year would have been a great year for people to go back to school online. Go back and get their master's. Go start a new, go get your real estate license. Go get your, insurance license, investment license. Learn a new trade. Learn a new whatever.
Ooh.
You had all this time, and I just wonder how many people actually made the effort to go make a change in their life and go take their life to the next level by learning a new something.
Right.
But since we're in a new year, now's the time to try and think about those things you wanted to get done. If it was focus on your estate plan, your wills, trusts, legal documents, relook at your portfolios and your investments, relook at when you're going to retire, relook at your retirement timeline, your bucket list items.
Right. Well,
all that.
You have been preaching this from the time we started this program, is getting these ducks in a row, getting your financial things in a row, getting your health directives in a row, all of this set up, like you say, your wills, your trusts, all of those documents. And you've been saying that now for
15 years.
For many years.
I've been in business, 25, but we've been doing the show for a better part of 15 years or more.
So what folks really need to get out of this, I'm hearing, is now is the time. We really need to pay attention. We don't know what's going to happen next week.
It's always the time. But there's better times and more convenient times to do it. Even now, like buying a car now, you don't even have to talk to the salesman face to face, right?
No.
One of the worst parts about buying a car in many instances is when the guy comes running out when you pull in the lot because right now say, hey, get away from me, right? Put my mask on.
Pull the mask off.
Text me. Here's my number.
Yeah.
Even with attorneys, you're getting your legals done. You don't have to go in anymore. A lot of court cases are being handled just online in that.
Sure.
So yeah, now's a good time. It's always a good time if it's not done. But since we did have all this time to start thinking about things last year, all this time on our hands, now that this is winding down, it's time to start doing those things you contemplated. Absolutely.
Now, friends, having said that, how you can get started is by going to Wayne's website, todaysretirees.com. Todaysretirees.com. On that website, you can sign up for Wayne's newsletter. You will enjoy this. Wayne always has a bunch of things in it. This happens to be the Christmas version, but Wayne provides some information. There's
my message that I write personally every month, and crossword puzzles, recipes, all kinds of good stuff.
And it's free. You can sign up for it. All you have to do is just go onto the website, todaysretirees.com, and they will take care of that. You just sign up. We'll be back right after this.
I'm Wayne Maslyk. I'm a certified financial planner and registered investment advisor, president of Great Lakes Benefits and Wealth Management. We do financial planning, retirement planning, and estate planning, but we also prepare your taxes. For $90, you get a CPA prepared tax return. Even if you have rentals or a small business, you're an independent contractor of some sort, and your financial advisor communicates with your CPA, you'll wind up paying less taxes over time. There won't be any mistakes because everyone's kept in the loop. But you have to be over the age of 62. You have to have a net worth of $250,000. See, that's my ideal client. So a good way to meet you is to get started by doing your taxes at a very discounted rate. Give the office a call, 419-626-3900, or our Lorain County office, 440-934-3141. Check us out on the web, todaysretirees.com. Just get a hold of us, set your time. We'll take care of your taxes this year for $90.
And welcome back to Today's Retirees with certified financial planner Wayne Maslyk of Great Lakes Benefits and Wealth Management. We're talking a little bit about 2020, and hopefully things are going to be a lot better in 2021. But Wayne is a certified financial planner, as we just said, and one of the things that Wayne has talked about through the course of all of these programs is just get started. I mean, most of us have really good intentions.
Yeah.
But we keep procrastinating. Now, you have a great little thing that, you have your clients work through and all of that. But getting started always seems, it's like everything we do. I'm gonna lose weight. Well, where do you start?
Yeah, right. The first day is the worst, right? When do you start? Going to the gym, the first, but once you get into routine, it's good. And, I drive a lot in my car, I'm not a big flyer. So when I go to Florida throughout the winter, I drive down.
Okay.
And so you get a lot of time, a lot of, talk radio, business type podcasts and that. I just really like that stuff. But I was thinking that, do you remember when you were kids going sled riding?
Oh,
I don't know if you remember, the old sled I had the sled with the metal rails.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah, they had a little rubber, you had a little handle, and you could sometimes steer it.
Right. No cushion either.
No.
But I do, I remember going down these big hills, having a blast, and seemed like you're flying 3 feet up in the air.
Oh, yeah.
And, maybe about 6-7 years ago, I went back to those sled riding hills that I used to love. Just really, as an only child, so it was kind of weird. I just had really good memories about it. But I swore I was at the wrong place, because the same creek that was at the end of the sled riding hill, but it seemed like it was barely a hill.
Right.
It was like, are you kidding me? This is the big,
right.
super big sled riding hill I was going, seemed so fast on with such high bumps and hills and everything.
Sure, yeah.
But, as you get older, those things that seem so daunting really aren't so much anymore. I went back to my old grade school at one point, years later. The lockers seemed so small. Even my old high school seemed so much smaller than I remembered it. So I started thinking about all these things that people go through where, the first step is, it seems so large, like to get a new car, just, boy, if I could only get a new car, how nice that would be, or to buy our first house. Then when you get that new car, a few years later, it's like, you're looking at the next one.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, it's no big deal anymore.
Right.
Now you're looking at your second car, right? Or another collector car. Or when you go try and buy your first house, young family, trying to come up with a down payment and then, do everything it takes. And, 10, 15 years down the road, you're on your fourth or fifth house, some people.
Sure.
Right? The first house isn't that much of the thing anymore. It's not a big deal. Planning's the same way. When you get into it, it's a little daunting, a little scary. You got to divulge a lot of stuff to your financial planner. Checking account balances, savings account balances, cash flow, how much other things you have saved, debt, lifestyle costs, all the family makeup. So that's sometimes, it's like going to the doctor, taking your clothes off so they can examine you. It's kind of the same, but in a financial manner.
Sure.
But once you get through that, and once you get through the steps initially, it's a good feeling. It's like going to the doctor, going through all that stuff, and then, hey, we got a good checkup. Now you feel great. Go back to your life. It's the same with planning.
Right.
It's not so daunting once you get in it, and once you get through it, and then managing it through the years becomes fun because you're doing the right thing, and you're on track. You see the numbers will work out if that's the case. If you're working with a planner, it's always good to see that the plan is doable or reachable.
Sure. Well, one of the things that I'm hearing you say is once you make this plan and you start working this plan, it gives you peace of mind.
Peace of mind, familiarity, because it's not foreign anymore, because you're in it. You see now what the planner means or the investment advisor, what he's talking about or she's talking about. The 401k balance, you see what that could potentially be at retirement date. You see what kind of income it could generate. Setting up your will and potential trust or whatever, you see, well, that's not such a big deal. No, I'm not going to die just because I set up my will. Some people think that, it's weird.
Right.
Or when they buy life insurance, well, now I'm going to die,
Yeah.
So, but it's fun knowing you have your house in order or you're getting your handle on it. Just like the other things in life, it's not that big of a deal once you get into it.
Well, one of the things, the peace of mind, but, the other thing that you have to think about, at least in my brain, is those that are left that have to that are left with your plan. In other words, when you demise, at your death, somebody is going to, if you've amassed a fortune, whether it's small or large, someone's going to inherit that.
Yeah, and do you want to be? And this is a kind of a tough one, but it's true. I'm putting some marketing together for something I want to do, and one of the things I want to target is, don't be that guy.
Yeah, right.
And what I mean that guy is the guy that leaves his family shaking their head like, how could Dad be so stupid and leave his estate in a mess like this? We thought Dad was sharper than that.
Right.
He had a trust, but nothing was in the trust. Or he had a business with a partner, but no buy-sell agreement. So now the family, doesn't get the true value of the business. Or how could Dad not have had a will or an updated estate plan?
Sure.
This smart businessman, hardworking, good dad, good husband, but now he goes out in this world, leaves this world, and he leaves a mess for his loved ones.
Right.
So, it's like, don't be that guy, right?
Right.
So I see what you're saying there, and it's the truth. I mean, it's very nice when an adult leaves their heirs when they die, a nice, smooth transition and enough assets to where, say, a surviving spouse can live the rest of their life comfortably.
Sure.
And spells out their estate in a manner where it doesn't leave their kids, starting the next family feud and
Right.
never talking to one another again because the will or trust wasn't clear as to how the kids were going to inherit the money.
Sure, absolutely. And that, to me, is the part of that plan that you work well with on putting these families together, helping them. You don't come up with the plan except with them. It's their plan. It's not your plan.
And again, we're using plan as with a broad brush. There's a financial plan and financial planning. There's estate plan. There's retirement plan. There's tax planning. There's long-term care planning. There's many types of plans. What I'm referring to is the estate plan with the attorney. And we don't do trusts or wills, but I always tell my clients, come see me. Let's have the meeting. We always have the meeting as part of the planning process, but whenever they ultimately go to the attorney, could be a year later, 3 years later, 4, could be 6 months later. I always say, come back in first before you see the attorney so you can tell them, in a fresh manner, what you like to accomplish, with your family inheriting things. And then the attorney then has a good baseline and can put the legal documents together.
Sure, absolutely. Well, friends, that's what, as we talked here, that's what Wayne does, helps you put together this plan. And you don't have to go through the rest of your days and the rest of your family's days wondering. You can put a plan together that makes sense for your family. That's what Wayne helps folks do. 866-626-3990. 866-626-3990. Pick up that phone, have one of the ladies set you up an appointment, and you can come in. If you're not comfortable during this COVID time, Wayne can do it through Zoom or WebEx or telephone calls. There's a lot of ways to do it, but the most important thing is let's get started. We'll be back right after this.
I'm Wayne Maslyk. I'm a certified financial planner and registered investment advisor, president of Great Lakes Benefits and Wealth Management. We do financial planning, retirement planning, and estate planning, but we also prepare your taxes. For $90, you get a CPA prepared tax return. Even if you have rentals or a small business, you're an independent contractor of some sort, and your financial advisor communicates with your CPA, you'll wind up paying less taxes over time. There won't be any mistakes because everyone's kept in the loop. But you have to be over the age of 62. You have to have a net worth of $250,000. See, that's my ideal client. So a good way to meet you is to get started by doing your taxes at a very discounted rate. Give the office a call, 419-626-3900, or our Lorain County office, 440-934-3141. Check us out on the web, todaysretirees.com. Just get a hold of us, set your time. We'll take care of your taxes this year for $90.
And welcome back to today's Retirees with Certified Financial Planner Wayne Maslyk of Great Lakes Benefits and Wealth Management. Today's program, we've been talking a little bit about 2020 and some of the time that we had on our hands, and hopefully you made some decisions. You didn't just waste that time sitting on the couch and playing with your games or
Yeah, one
social
friend I was
media.
talking with said, yeah, he's getting pretty good at video games, but he had surgery too in the meantime, so that was why he was home.
You know, I've heard stories of folks that are just going absolutely stir crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I heard someone say the other day that he didn't know that cabin fever was a real problem
Oh yeah,
until this time.
I don't know how people are doing it. I mean, I really don't. I can't. I mean, I just. I don't know what I would do.
Well, for you and I, because of the positions we are in and the kind of responsibilities we have, things haven't changed a lot.
No.
You know, our lifestyle has pretty much been the same.
But I feel for these people. 'Cause I couldn't
absolutely.
imagine having to, just like, remember like early on where they did like the 2-week
Yes.
whatever or this and that. And it's just like, I mean, I couldn't do it. I mean, I don't know. Arrest me, but I'm going to do something.
You and I also...
We were essential business.
Right,
Yeah.
and we don't live, both of us live in a community where we can get out and walk and do, it's not like we're living in a city where you can't do anything.
No,
hardly.
we're out we have, land and we're out
Right.
in the boonies, but yeah, with some of these people, and there's issues. I mean, there's marital issues. Some of my own clients are, they're getting at each other like cats and dogs, and people that aren't retired, they're getting a sense of being stuck at home.
Mm-hmm.
People that are retired that are used to going and doing their thing,
Yeah.
leaving missus at home or vice versa, they're together now all the time. So a lot of them are like, let's get this thing over with.
So they have become the Bickersons.
Yeah, exactly. And on a more serious note, there's a lot of spousal abuse and child abuse
No,
going
that's
on. Those
terrible.
numbers are way up.
Yeah.
So we need to get back to it. But with all the time we did have on our hands and all the thinking we've done, I just like to reiterate: people need to get out and do it, whatever it is.
Right.
If they were starting a new hobby or new exercise program or new business or new job or new career, or get on their estate and financial planning, and you got to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You got to do it. We talked off air about not about today, but over last week was Quitter's Day or something, and it was like
right.
January 14th or whatever, and basically that's the day all their people's New Year's resolutions. Most of them were over them by then. They already went back to their old ways, which is fine. But just I'm more interested in the planning part.
Sure.
If you were planning that trip to Yellowstone or to the Grand Canyon or to let's do it. Let's get set the date, write the check, and get it done.
Right, and that's the thing I like about what you always encourage folks is when you make a plan, and some of the plan may be traveling or whatever, don't just sit back, but actually do these things.
Make the reservation.
Yeah.
Send a down payment. Book it.
And you'll be happy to know that at Christmas time,
Mm-hmm.
my wife and I had always said that we would go and see, these, how they have these big Christmas displays of the lights, millions of lights.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we did. We actually, we rented a hotel room and
Nice.
we went away and it was really enjoyable.
Nice.
So, we're not quite retired yet, but we're taking your advice.
That's a good step. Right. Yeah. So many people have so much money, they saved, and it's just, it's just sitting there. Especially last year, people weren't spending a lot.
Just do it. Right.
Yeah, just like the Nike slogan says, just do it. Speaking of that, we have tax season coming up.
Absolutely. And we always look forward to that.
Yeah, I mean, that's my girls here. It's not their favorite time, because we do get very busy. But we do the discounted tax service.
Mm-hmm.
For my clients, we do market investing, my portfolios. Typically, I'll have a conservative portfolio, a balanced, and a growth portfolio. If clients are in that, if I have clients that I manage their money in those, they get their taxes done for $90.
That's a great deal.
CPA, very sharp CPA, very proactive CPA, which I like. I don't like just dump your papers at the accountant and they say, okay, you owe this. I like to know going into the end of the year where I'm at If I pull money out of IRAs or other taxable, I like to know where my client's at. If we're going to sell an asset, a rental, or this or that, I like to know where they're at, and that's why it's good to have us do your taxes. We're right in with the CPA, and we have a CPA that's interested in keeping your taxes down. But state, federal, local. If you have rentals, small business, $90. I pay the difference.
That's
it's a client
great
appreciation. Deal. Yes, it is. Not for me, it's not. But you had the FedEx bill over the last year, right? And it's expensive, but my clients love it. And I get a lot of new clients that way. We'll do their taxes for $90. People aren't even clients. $90. We'll get to meet them. Do their they see our tax prep work. They see the CPA's work. They get to meet me and my staff. And then hopefully they become a client over the next year or so.
Sure.
Right? If they don't, well, then they don't get the $90 anymore. They could still use the CPA, but just they're on their own with paying their check. Right? It's a good deal for people. They should take advantage of it. I do request to have a minimum net worth, liquid net worth of $250,000 or more.
Okay.
Right? Not their house. There's investable assets, 401ks, savings, whatever else. And the reason I do that is I'm looking for new clients. Good new clients that have a good fit with me and my staff.
Sure.
I'm not just looking to do someone's taxes for $90 and then I eat 300 of it, right? And then they never have a chance of becoming a client.
Right.
So I'm looking for good clients. My typical client has a net worth of $250,000 to $1 million. Right? We don't do a lot of high net worth, though we do have them. I just like helping mom and dad that work hard, have adult children, and grandkids. It's family-focused retirement and tax planning. So that's how I focus on my taxes, $90, $250,000 or more liquid assets.
And it's a great deal for the family. You can call that number, 866-626-3990, set up an appointment with one of the girls. They'll set up an appointment with Wayne. You'll get to meet Wayne. You'll get to go through, find out if Wayne's a fit with you. He'll look and see if you're a fit with him, because it has to work for everybody. If it doesn't work for everybody, it doesn't work for anyone. Isn't that the way it works?
Our clients, they're good people. They're good people, and we love them, and they love our staff. So, but if it's not a fit, if the person's a jerk or they think I'm a jerk or whatever, they just don't become clients. It's okay. Not everyone's a fit.
Right.
But, we like people, and we like helping them.
Absolutely. Well, friends, we are out of time for today's program. Do two things for us. Quickly go to the website, todaysretirees.com, or pick up that phone at 866-626-3990.
Thanks for tuning in to Today's Retirees with Certified Financial Planner Wayne Maslyk of Great Lakes Benefits and Wealth Management. Visit todaysretirees.com or call 866-626-3990 to schedule a no-cost appointment with Wayne. Today's Retirees is brought to you by Great Lakes Benefits and Wealth Management, family-focused retirement and tax planning services, anchored in family values. Information and opinions discussed on Today's Retirees do not necessarily reflect the opinions of this station. Opinions expressed should not be substituted for individualized consultation with a qualified financial advisor. For specific information, call 866-626-3990 or visit todaysretirees.com.